The best in poker news, entertainment, and more. This is the Mark Hoke Show.
All right, everybody, we are live here at Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. Oh, boy. What a day it was yesterday, huh, kids? Oh, my goodness. We're going to have some fun this afternoon here at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. A lot going on, a lot of things to discuss, as unfortunately my lanyard decided to shimmy on the air a little bit. Sorry about that. But, hey, welcome to the Mark Hoke Show. It's great to be with you this morning. Well, actually, technically, it is afternoon here on the East Coast. It is noontime, and we are just getting underway with the main event. They are down to 18 players, and everybody getting their chips out of the bag, getting situated, ready for the cards to go into the air. We also have a, well, shall we say, a controversial super high roller going off here in a little bit. That is going to be live streamed on PokerStars.tv, so make sure you tune in for that. But we are going to talk about what happened there. I'm going to give my interpretations as nicely as I can, and we'll report everything else happened. Borgata 2. There's a couple more tournaments going on here, and a lot happening today, and other events as well. So it should be pretty exciting afternoon here at the Seminole Hard Rock. Did I say Borgata again? I think I did. Damn it. I swear to God, because it looks exactly like the Borgata, and I have been outside. So I don't. When I go on these trips, I never even know the difference between Florida and New Jersey, which is pathetic. But I promise I won't do that again. But wow, what a day. First, let's take a look at the main event happening right now. Once again, players just firing things up. We're getting ready to play some poker here, and let's look at these final tables, or these tables. Table 1, John Dolan is in seat 1, $5,290,000. Blake Bond is in seat 2, $3,495,000. Brian Hawkins, $4,920,000. Sean Kunix comes in here, the former WPT Jacksonville champion, at $3,940,000. Martin Hanowski, $5,880,000. Joachim Nakina at $1,285,000. Joe Kuther, $2,195,000. Russell Thomas, $1,050,000, and Kurt Kohlberg at $1,540,000. That is table number 1. Table number 2, Yuri Kadash at $390,000. May end up being, it's either double up or go home for him here in this main event. Natasha Barber, very popular out there. A lot of people following her. She is at $1,310,000. Mike Lee at $3,290,000. Ron Ostro, $525,000. The controversial Dan Coleman at $2,665,000. As no matter what you think about the guy, like or hate, he is putting some numbers up this year that are going to go down in poker history. He's having an awesome year. Matthew Sedgman at $1,535,000. Roman Wallerstein, $2,960,000. Lenny Duvdevani at $1,888,000, and Farhan Madhani at $1,535,000. And actually, it looks like we just the first hand, I believe we just lost a player over there. Trying to get a look at who it was, but it looks like we already have a player down here in the main event. And as soon as Al gets over here, we'll ask who it was there real quick. But wow, what a quick start to the fireworks in the main event here, as you waited all night to go down in one hand. Jiminy Christmas. That was kind of like yesterday. Of course, if you missed the action yesterday in the main event, we started off with 62 players, got down to 19 by the dinner break, and then came back, played one hand, and that was over as well. But things were moving so fast here yesterday. I know people were saying, "Well, what are your chip counts? What's going on?" And that was like following an ant colony and asking me which one was headed to the left. I mean, it was pretty ridiculous what was happening yesterday. But But this wild main event continues. Of course, I'll have that $2.5 million overlay. So the winner is going to be coming out of this thing with $1,440,000. And of course, so we have another. The second place is also going to be just a hair over $1 million. So 2 new millionaires will be crowned here at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open here in Hollywood, Florida. So it's going to be an interesting day. But like I said, we do have one player down already over there. I'm just trying to see who it was. I don't want to say the wrong name and get everybody flipping out on me that I may have said one of their favorite players got knocked out of this thing. Because I think one player was late, so I don't want to say that open seat would be the one. So as soon as Al Canhang is handling all the duties on the blog page, comes over, I'll check with him and see who went down. It sounds like we had a pretty light moment over there too. So at least they're having fun, thank God. But that's what we've got going on here in that main event right now. So we'll give you an update on who just went out of here in just a second here at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. Hey, there's some other events going on as well. Right now, the Pot Limit Omaha High-Low tournament is underway, and you know what? I think some people should just put me in that tournament right now and let me make them some money too. What do you think, Felix? Hey, yeah, put an all-in patch on me. I got it. Done. But that tournament's starting up today. $250 buy-in. Players getting things rolling on that one right now. And, of course, we have the championship going on there. Event 21, the $1,650 Purple Chip No Limit Hold'em Bounty Tournament is also happening, and they got down to 19 players last night, 125 entries. And we'll let you know, I'll give you a rundown on those guys real quick. 3 tables still in play there, obviously waiting for one more to get out before they consolidate down to 2. Jorge Ribeiro at $31,900, Rachel Kranz at $104,100, Jose Parra at $101,800. I'm sorry, I was just giggling. Your hand reached into the screen. That was pretty funny. It's okay. No, that just made me laugh. I'm like, there's a mystery hand coming into the...
Hello. It's the Mark Hoke Show. Hi.
Oh, wow. I'm loopy today. What's been happening out here has been just amazing. Yvonne McQuillan, who finished third in an event in this series, she is back out there. The Florida Irish transplant, now living in Florida. She's at $49,300, so threatening to make her second final table of the series. Mike Dentale at $31,500. Donald Lane at $87,000. That's table 6 going on in that event. Table 7, Stephen Bennett at $80,900. Derek Simon is in this, but we don't know how many chips he has because he did not write it on the bag. That's a fundamental error. I mean, you got to write how many chips you have in that bag. You know, God forbid. No, it's just a DNR. Did not report. Man, you got to write your guys when you bag chips. Write your chips on the bag. Very important. Not just for us, but for your own safety. Corey Burbick in seat 5, and he's had a great series here too. $44,600. Barry Pevner at $61,900. Jason Wheeler, how about that? Good buddy there, making a run, $88,000. And Victor Figueroa at $150,000 there as well. Table 8, Daniel Piella, $101,000, and it looks like he's wow. This last table's loaded. Good God. Daniel Piella, 101,000 chips. Mark Dubé at $51,300. Blaine Dermott at $170,000. Ian Davis at $110,600. Ryan Van Sanford. I like that name. We should see more of Ryan Van Sanford, $106,000. Ian O'Hara at $33,100, and Carlos Leva at $47,200. And these guys, once again plunked down $1,650 to play this. Payout's pretty good too. We got first place is paying out $37,648. So that'll buy you a lot of complaining at your therapist or wherever you'd like to complain to. Second place, $20,708. Third is getting $11,923. So that event getting is going to be resuming here today. Also, we had an $1,100 buy-in, no limit hold'em, 100K guarantee re-entry event on this one, and we have 8 players coming back on that, so they're going to come back at 3 p.m. today to play that one down, and they'll be back on level 22. Ray Leone is at 470,000. Michael Lockie, it's probably Lockie. There's an E on the end there. 547,000. Elliot Zeidman at 176,000. Brandon Setzer, 411,000. Shane Delaney, 447. Corey Zito at 187. Fareed Jatin at 349. And Xavier Alfase at 154,000. And they are playing for a huge prize pool here. Winner of that one's going to pick up $61,250. Second place, $39,388. $25,190 for third. So that should be a pretty exciting event. Somebody's going to pick up some serious coin today in that tournament as well. Boy, there's going to be a lot of money given out here the next 2 days, and that's great to see. Obviously, a lot of news being made here at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. But, the series overall has been fantastic, and, the players have been, definitely taking advantage of picking up some great payouts. A lot of these tournaments that we've had out here have been, main event caliber on a lot of poker tours at a lot of stops. And these are just the preliminary events. Of course, we had had $1 million guarantee earlier in this series that got popped off for nearly $250,000 in first place. So a lot happening here at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open all week long, or all series long. It's been an amazing run. Just unfortunately, a glitch here or there, and the overlay situation, putting a damper on what has otherwise been a fantastic series. It really has, and the staff has been great. Once again, we got a little controversy going on, but overall, these have been they've been very courteous. Things have run well here in the room. There's barely seen any issues at all. So, it is what it is. But this Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open has been one to remember in many different ways. But we will, of course, we'll continue to update you on everything happening as the day goes on. We're keeping an eye on the main event. At the moment, looks like down to 17 now, as we did lose a player. And it looks like Al is hiding over there, so I didn't get to see who exactly that was, but we'll try and get you in. But for all you Blake Bonners and Mike Leah fans and Natasha Barber, none of those guys out yet. Nick Coleman's still in there, Kunix. So that's where it goes right now. Okay, and tell you what we want to do. I want to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get into more of what's going on here at the Seminole Hard Rock. Of course, one show today. I'll be blogging later this afternoon. So this is all you're getting of me. So you better enjoy it while you got it this afternoon. So stick around, everybody. We'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for joining us.
Poker players, it's time to check out DeegePoker.com. Deej Poker is the unique and clever choice for a new generation of true grinders, representing the full spectrum of poker players from the novice to the world champion. A true Deej player gives their heart and soul for countless hours at the table to be the best. And Deej Poker Apparel shows everyone who you really are, on and off the felt. So join the new generation at DeegePoker.com. That's DeegPoker.com. Deej Poker, the world's newest poker apparel store.
I'm Dutch Boyd, two-time WSOP bracelet winner, and I want to share my story with you. 12 years as a pro has taught me a lot. For the last year, I've boiled it all down into a tell-all book, 90,000 words. In Poker Tilt, I take you on my journey through all the ups and downs that poker has to offer, all the manic highs and hellish lows of every bad beat and lucky draw. So go to www.pokertilt.com to read more, or just go buy the new book on Amazon or Kindle right now, pokertilt.com. I guarantee you'll enjoy the ride.
You're Your business and promotion will only go as far as your website will take you. That's why the Mark Hoke Show has only trusted one name for over 2 years, BlueRail.net. Whether you need custom website design and development packages or simply need a host for your website, Blue Rail is the only developer to turn to. It's time to discover the world-class personalized service only the Blue Rail team can provide. Visit us at BlueRail.net and call 520-822-5128 right now for your free consultation today. So get on board at BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go?
Sports bettors, tired of getting beat every week at your sportsbook? It's time to stop guessing and start winning. We all know cash is king, and it's time to let the team at Double Digit Covers come to the rescue to help you get the positive cash flow you need to live the life you've always dreamed about. Tony Dos and his all-star sports handicapping team will be in your corner to help you beat the point spread, bring excitement and winning to your betting experience, and build your bankroll to levels you never thought possible. Get free winning sports information at DoubleDigitCovers.com. Stop guessing and start winning today at DoubleDigitCovers.com.
Call now for today's free winner. 1-855-489-2700. That's 1-855-489-2700.
One man, his lucky shirt, an unforgettable night, and a winning streak that never seemed to end. That's how Blind Squirrel began, and we haven't looked back since. We make the clothes that we want to wear for the places where we want to look and feel our best. The game, the speakeasy, and the casino floor. Blind Squirrel's small batch, high-quality gear is for people too busy grabbing life by the nuts to bother with crappy, ill-fitting clothing. Because like you, we prefer our nights long, our drinks strong, and our lucky shirt to be our most comfortable. So look good, be lucky, and visit BlindSquirrelApparel.com for your new favorite shirt. As an added bonus, you'll receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You can also pick up Blind Squirrel Apparel at the Borgata in Atlantic City and in Las Vegas at all Missouri stores at Mandalay Bay, Monte Carlo, The Mirage, and MGM Grand. Look good and be lucky with Blind Squirrel Apparel.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, let's return to The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
All right, we are back here on The Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for being with us. We're live here at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. Main event going on right now. High roller, couple of events firing off. We got another one getting played today too. So this is going to be an interesting afternoon here at the Hard Rock as we get ready to we're underway here in the main event, and player down. That would be Ron Ostro. It's kind of who I thought it was. Ostro was one of the short stacks here, 525,000 to start the day. First hand, and as Al likes to say, he gone. So Ron Ostro, who bagged 525, is out, and we get one step closer to somebody winning $1,440,000+. Should be so lots of great stuff going on here at the Seminole Hard Rock. What a day! Now I want to take a couple minutes and get into not necessarily the nuts and bolts of this thing. It was whether the decision that was made on the high roller event was right or wrong. But I got to say this that really no one came out of this looking really good, and and certainly I don't know if I necessarily like how the players handled this situation. Of course, Scott Seaver got upset about it, and now a lot of people are really banging away on Scott because of the other guys are ticked, and unfortunately, everybody shot to social media and started saying their pieces and I think really inflamed the situation a little bit. It just appears like everybody needed to have sit down and have a talk. And one thing that you have to be careful about in these spots is you got to remember that these guys are putting on a major poker tournament, and you can say what you want about that, but don't bite the hand that feeds you. And I know that there's a lot of emotions going on. There's a lot of feelings about this, but man, this is where the players have to get organized a little bit and sit down and take a second, sit down, hash things out. Let everybody get to air what they think and come to a full resolution. I think there's a lot of people out there just saying, they're making this seem like this was some arbitrary snap decision, and I can tell you that it was not. This was a very difficult decision that was made, by a lot of people, and whether it went your way or it didn't go your way, at least, man, save it for later. These guys just put back to $2.5 million overlay for the players. And whether you like this or you don't, you got to remember that this is still one of the premier poker events and venues for you guys and for the players. And if you keep these guys, making these guys upset and poking the bear, eventually it's going to bite you. And if everybody says, we like competition, we like having all the opportunities to play and so on, but when not only when one casino sees something like this, when they start looking down their social media thread and saying, we're going to take the trophy and we're going to smash it, and we're going to, if you guys are going to put it on a live stream, we're going to destroy it. That's just a terrible way to handle it, because these guys have to watch out for their brand, and this kind of goes back to the Daniel Coleman, Olivier Bousquet issue too. You have these guys, these people putting on these events, and they have to make sure that their brand stays intact, that they, a lot of them don't want negative publicity at all. They don't want to deal with politics and seem like they're sanctioning a viewpoint or anything like that. So when you get into these spots, sometimes it's best to keep it amongst yourselves a little bit. At least wait until cooler heads can prevail a little bit before you start shooting off. By the way, it looks like Natasha Barber may have just doubled up over there. I'm seeing the cheering going on, or at least one hand. So Natasha Barber, I think, just made pulled some chips there. But I think when we're looking at, and I think we had an elimination there too. Man down. Sorry to interrupt my rant there because it was going really well, but I believe that would be Farhad Manhani. Looks like he has been taken out of the tournament, so we're going to be down to 16 players. Somebody gets moved over to the other table. Good luck to them. But when the other ramification on a lot of this stuff, one thing that I think that the gentleman who wore the shirts forgot was, now everybody on their broadcast is going to have to make sure that you can't say anything, and political or otherwise. And certainly, sometimes there's good causes out there that need to be espoused. And unfortunately, because of this issue, everybody's going to be gun shy to put anything out there, because if you can't make a political statement, what can you say on a T-shirt or a wristband or a headband or something, or a hat? So this is going to be a damaging to a lot of players because of what happened. And now you're having a situation where every casino is maybe with all the news that already happened here, and people are focusing on this event. Now there's going to be other venues out there looking at this and saying, "My God, what happens if something happens at our facility and we're sitting there getting trashed?" And these poker players just aren't worth having us in there. I mean, one thing you have to remember about running a tournament series and running poker rooms, for all intents and purposes, I guarantee you that most casinos would love to just have a ton of slot machines and leave it at that. They don't have to deal with staffing. They don't have to deal with, they make more money. And, poker is here to try and bring players in and accommodate all these great people that like to come out and play poker. But it is not the money maker. Go in any casino and you're going to see players out, you're going to see the poker rooms generally jammed in the back. They're out there for, just to make sure that when you come into the casino, you got to walk past the slots, the craps tables, and the roulette tables to come in. So when you're going off it's one thing to say, and I'm upset, but it's another thing to get on your social media, tag the casino or tag the organization and say, you know what, we're going to get on your live stream and we're going to basically, destroy you and say how horrible your place is. We're going to take your trophy and throw it in the garbage and smash it to pieces. Man, it's not going to help. It doesn't help. So you gotta sometimes let cooler heads prevail and keep it behind closed doors. And maybe when it's all over, then come out, and if you want to blast somebody, blast them. But man, don't doing it literally a few hours after something happens. I know we've become a society of the need for instant gratification. With technology, with many things that we do. I mean, anything from microwaves to our news. But now we're at a point now where just too many people shoot their mouths off too fast, and we have to deal with it. You look at, just to point out a lot of stuff that happened down in Ferguson recently. A lot of bad press and a lot of poor information came out of that thing, and inflamed a lot of people, and some horrible things happened. And now, of course, and you take that into this situation. People got to have to realize that with the Seminole Hard Rock is going to be seeing all this. They're going to be looking at this, and their higher management is going to be saying, I'm sure that they're going to be ticked off. And certainly it's but God forbid if you're looking and seeing what these guys are what poker players are saying, they're going to say this isn't worth it. Why are we doing this? And then you're going to lose a tour stop, and other places are going to look at this and say, wow, if we slip up, what's going to happen here? This is part of the reason that when you talk about organizing players, this is where having an organization would be huge. And at some point, with poker becoming such a huge business that we can't we can't do this anymore. We can't do these kind of things and be so individualized. When a situation like this comes up, whether you agree or disagree with what happened, these you have to be able to sit down and with everybody, be rational, and not go shooting off at the hip. I saw one of the players, and it's a typo. It may have been a typo, but they said the rake was $22,500, and that wasn't right. So all of a sudden, if somebody doesn't know what's going on, they see a tweet that says, "Wow, they're getting ripped off for $22,500." It's not. It's a $2,500 rake. But that's an inflammatory statement. So this is why players we have to figure something out to get players in here and get them organized and have some people representing. So when something like this does happen, where there's a confusion in an event and you have have difficulties, that it can be handled behind closed doors. It can be handled properly so that everybody's happy when it's all over, or at least as happy as they can be. But right now, we're looking at a situation here at the Hard Rock where everybody's upset. So, I don't really know what the correct resolution was. I don't think that's my place to judge it. I know everybody was working hard to try to do the right thing. But the wrong thing is to go out and think you're putting pressure on these guys. But you're going to get some short-term gratification, but in the long haul, you're causing too many issues. There are a lot of great things that have happened at this facility. Last year they had a $10 million guarantee, 2,500 entries, and ran a phenomenal tournament. And they've run a phenomenal series here too. Anybody that's been here overall can say that this has been an outstanding series. And I know a lot of people when the overlay hit were sitting there saying, "Oh, well, you know what? We'll see if they try and weasel their way out of it," and they didn't. I don't hear anybody out there giving the Seminole Hard Rock credit for backing this up, for saying, "Okay, we made a $10 million guarantee. We missed it. Here you go. Here's your money." They did the right thing, and like I said, whether you agree with Scott Seaver or you don't, I don't know. I mean, that's up to you. Where you agree with what the decision was made or not, I don't know. It's not really, I wasn't there. I don't know, what all got discussed with everybody. I was just sitting here doing a radio show, So, I can't say. But I'll tell you one thing though. We would love to. Get your opinions on this too. If you want to get into the chat box on Ustream, right there for you. Go to ustream.tv, get yourself a username, and we're on RogueWire on Ustream. That's our home website. So check it out. But we love to hear from you. And I don't necessarily want to hear about, do you think the decision was right or wrong? I don't think that's the right discussion. The right discussion is, what do we in the poker community do to try and pull together so that when a situation like this happens, that we're not putting player against player. I mean, obviously that's a problem here. So. Oh, I'm sorry, Al. I think this is the. Yeah, Jake. We're talking about we're talking about the payout in the high roller. But look at what happened with this. Now you have a bunch of people in the poker community. Some are siding with Scott. Some are siding with the other players. There's a lot of discussion about it. Scott's getting trashed to a point on social media too. So there's a lot happening with this high roller. But what ended up happening is it went player against player. And there's a lot of other players going on. So now we've got all these battles going on that should never be happening. It shouldn't be happening. So I think, like I said, we do need to take a hard look at how we handle things in the poker community. Everybody wants to complain, and everybody wants to say, oh, the WSOP charges us $4 for a soda. Well, you know what? We're paying it. And we're not doing anything about it. Oh, this place charges too much rate. I don't like this place's politics, and this whole thing goes on and on and on. But everybody's so disjointed that nothing gets done about it. And all we end up doing is fighting amongst ourselves, and it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I guess I come from from a management standpoint. I ran businesses for 20 years. I coached volleyball for over 20 years. And, so I've seen a lot of things outside the poker industry that when you apply it to what happens here, it just, it boggles my mind sometimes. It really does. The players need to be organized in some way. There needs to be some method of handling things like this, and there needs to be some unity in the poker community, because all everybody's doing is just sailing in their own directions, and nothing gets improved. It's you can go on the site that shall remain unnamed, and a lot of people do on there in certain sections is just gripe and complain. Instead of doing instead of taking correct action and working together to make things better. It blows my mind. I mean, everybody just seems to thrive on conflict instead of realizing that we have an industry that is on the edge of going one way or the other, and people aren't going to like it if it falls over. So that's just my interpretation on it. That's why I was really worried about today. So the guys are going to be in there on a live stream. They're going to be playing for a lot of money. Someone's going to win more than I'll ever make in my life. And, it's maybe time to just say, you know what? Just go play poker. All right? Have fun. Play some freaking poker. All right? You're going to be playing on a live stream on TV. Have a great time. enjoy it. We got Joe Stapleton and James Hardigan out here. PokerStars is doing a broadcast in the United States for the first time since after Black Friday happened. That should be something exciting. We got a great facility and a great tournament that's going on. We got somebody we're going to have two more new millionaires in this in the poker community. And of course, one interesting point about that is that somebody said this to me, and when it came to the overlay, the overlay is basically playing the top two places, and everybody gripes about all this money gets taken out of the poker community. Well, now we got $2.5 million going back in, so celebrate that. Be happy that an organization like the Seminole Hard Rock and the poker team said, you know what, we're sticking to our guns. We made you a promise, and we're keeping it. It's going to be a great couple of days here. So why don't, instead of everybody whining and complaining that one spot's not getting paid and blowing it up and making this seem like it's a total mess here, it's not. I mean, these are great people, and I know a lot of them. I've known many of them, for years now, and they are fantastic people. And if everybody wants to blow up about this, you know what? There's a lot bigger problems in poker than, oh my gosh, that spot's not getting paid in this high roller. Come on. Really? Love to know your thoughts on this too. Again, in the chat box, Skype line's open too. You can actually give us a call at 702-997-3015. Because I'd be glad to talk about it, but I'm pretty much done with it. The drama here the last couple of days, how I'm going to report it and discuss it kept me up late, and I just want to have some fun and enjoy a great series here at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. I mean, heck, I got Shannon Elizabeth standing over here. What more could I want? Of course, you go on the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open site. They've got some great content up there, and been doing some wonderful recaps and pieces, some pretty cool stuff. And Felix Stone from All In Magazine is doing a great job. Blog team's been on top of everything, and it is what it is. I see Jake in the chat box. Never noticed that before. 2K Reg. Wow, simple. What's going to happen is people won't come again. That's a possibility. Everybody has the right to make decisions, but I'm going to say this for the guys here at Seminole Hard Rock. Knowing who they are and how well things usually go, anything that didn't work out is going to get fixed, and they're going to do it right. And they run tournament series all the time down here. They do a fantastic job, and if people choose not to come to this series, they're going to be next time around. They're going to be making a huge mistake. Believe me, they're going to be making a huge mistake. Like I said, some things are getting said that aren't right, and we want to get this past us and focus on right now. We got 16 players down there trying to win a lot of money, and it's pretty exciting. I mean, you got Russell Thomas down here, Natasha Barber, you got Roman Wallerstein, Sean Kunig's over there, Russell Thomas. I mean, this is a great field of players that we need to be looking at. So, all right, I'll tell you what, I'm going to take a break because I need to breathe. But it's been we're really looking forward to having a great afternoon here at the Seminole Hard Rock, and hopefully everything's going to smooth out. We're going to have a great time today. We got a live stream on PokerStars.tv. We got a main event and some other fascinating events going on too. There's going to be a lot of money given out in the next 2 days here, and that's where the focus needs to be. So let's take a break, and we'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thank you for joining us, everybody. We're live from the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open here in Hollywood, Florida. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Poker players, it's time to check out DeegePoker.com. Deej Poker is the unique and clever choice for a new generation of true grinders, representing the full spectrum of poker players from the novice to the world champion. A true Deej player gives their heart and soul for countless hours at the table to be the best. And Deej Poker Apparel shows everyone who you really are, on and off the felt. So join the new generation at DeegePoker.com. That's DEEG Poker.com. Deej Poker, the world's newest poker apparel store.
I'm Dutch Boyd, two-time WSOP bracelet winner, and I want to share my story with you. 12 years as a pro has taught me a lot. For the last year, I've boiled it all down into a tell-all book, 90,000 words. In Poker Tilt, I take you on my journey through all the ups and downs that poker has to offer, all the manic highs and hellish lows of every bad beat and lucky draw. So go to www.pokertilt.com to read more, or just go buy the new book on Amazon or Kindle right now, pokertilt.com. I guarantee you'll enjoy the ride.
Your business and promotion will only go as far as your website will take you. That's why the Mark Hoke Show has only trusted one name for over 2 years, BlueRail.net. Whether you need custom website design and development packages, or simply need a host for your website, Blue Rail is the only developer to turn to. It's time to discover the world-class personalized service only the Blue Rail team can provide. Visit us at BlueRail.net and call 520-822-5128 right now for your free consultation today. So get on board at BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go?
Sports bettors, tired of getting beat every week at your sportsbook? It's time to stop guessing and start winning. We all know cash is king, and it's time to let the team at Double Digit Covers come to the rescue to help you get the positive cash flow you need to live the life you've always dreamed about. Tony Dos and his all-star sports handicapping team will be in your corner to help you beat the point spread, bring excitement and winning to your betting experience, and build your bankroll to levels you never thought possible. Get free winning sports information at doubledigitcovers.com. Stop guessing and start winning today at doubledigitcovers.com.
Call now for today's free winner. 1-855-489-2700. That's 1-855-489-2700.
One man, his lucky shirt, an unforgettable night, and a winning streak that never seemed to end. That's how Blind Squirrel began, and we haven't looked back since. We make the clothes that we want to wear for the places where we want to look and feel our best. The game, the speakeasy, and the casino floor. Blind Squirrel's small batch, high-quality gear is for people too busy grabbing life by the nuts to bother with crappy, ill-fitting clothing. Because like you, we prefer our nights long, our drinks strong, and our lucky shirt to be our most comfortable. So look good, be lucky, and visit blindsquirrelapparel.com for your new favorite shirt. As an added bonus, you'll receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You can also pick up Blind Squirrel apparel at the Borgata in Atlantic City and in Las Vegas at all Masura stores at Mandalay Bay, Monte Carlo, The Mirage, and MGM Grand. Look good and be lucky with Blind Squirrel apparel.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, let's return to the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
And we are back live here at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. Main event going on right in front of us right now. That would be the interview with Shannon Elizabeth. That's the main event. Right there. What more do you need? To heck with poker, I just stand there and watch Shannon shoot music all day long. Right? Oh my God! No, we're having some fun here at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open here in Hollywood, Florida. We are live, jamming a show in here, of course, leading up to the live broadcast on Poker Stars TV. Hey, and that's something really to be celebrated here. Is Stapes is back on American soil. I mean, that is awesome. I know I saw a couple tweets today. Bring back Huff and Stapes. Yeah, I know. I think it's Huff's fault. Scott Huff was kind of the John Lennon of that group. He broke up the band. Now, I love both those guys, and Scott's doing really well for himself in New York City, and obviously Stapes is starting to become, without question, one of the preeminent broadcasters in poker. People just absolutely love the work that he does, and hopefully we're going to have some fun on the live stream today. It's always a must tune in when Stapes is on the show and doing the show. So I'll say hi to him and James Hardigan as they will be broadcasting live here from the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. Should be an outstanding afternoon, and once again, we are watching these players play it down as they are trying to get to winning $1.4 million. Let's talk about the good stuff, man. I'll tell you what. But once again, we do have the Skype line open. You can give us a call. I'll put that on the screen for you. Cut off. See my bald head. I better duck there. 702-997-3015. 702-997-3015 is the call-in number. You can also just do Skype at Mark Hoke Mark Hoke 5150. That's right, criminally insane. I must be for doing a poker show for over 3 years, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in and being a part of it. Just looking. See some guys that are guests in the chat box. Man, I tell you what, like I said, this is gonna be a great afternoon here at the Seminole Hard Rock, and I hope everybody will just not worry so much about the negatives and look at the positives on what's going on here. I mean, there's some great players that are actually coming down to rail this thing too. We just saw Tyler Patterson. I believe Matt Affleck was flying around there. It is going to be a very exciting day here. Once again, looking at the list of players remaining here in the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open, I don't know if I saw who got moved over there to the table. I think they dropped a couple of players, but John Dolan, of course, former November Niner, is in this thing. Blake Bond, one of the up and coming players on the circuit. Of course, Blake has been a dominant player in the Upper Midwest for a while, and as he has been getting out more and traveling, people are finding out real quick who Blake Bond is, and wouldn't be surprised to see Blake at this final table. Brian Hawkins, Sean Kunix, of course, a former World Poker Tour event champion. Kunix playing in this thing right now. Joe Kuther looking for his first live major win here today or tomorrow. Well, it'll be tomorrow actually. But Kuther looking pretty good right now as he continues his push. You've got Russell Thomas in there, of course, also part of that famous final table with Greg Merson and Jesse Sylvia at the World Series of Poker main event. You got a guy like Kirk Kohlberg, who yesterday, as we were watching him play, was just so nervous and so excited, and got in a couple of hands and literally stood up and paced around after he won a hand to keep himself in this tournament, and was half hyperventilating. He was so excited about what's happening here, and that's one of the other great stories that we have in poker, is guys like him who are truly grateful to be here and thrilled to have an opportunity like this. It's not every day you get to play for close to $1.5 million, and Kohlberg is maybe that Cinderella story today to try and get this done. Then you have Yuri Kadash, you have Natasha Barber, very popular player out amongst the poker joker guys, and she's getting a lot of following on Twitter for this, and rightfully so. She's an outstanding player. I actually got to play with her during the charity series of poker event, and Natasha was outstanding. She's a class lady, and we need more women in poker, and a great opportunity to maybe crown a new poker superstar with her in this field. Dan Coleman, of course, obviously, whether you like the guy, you don't like the guy, whether you think he did things right or wrong, in recent weeks, certainly Dan Coleman is a huge story just based on the talent. Is one of the great up-and-coming players in the game. Has been a very dominant player for a long time online, and is now bringing those talents out. And like I said, whether you agree with the guy, you like the guy, you don't. Like Ric Flair used to say, whether you love him or hate him, you gotta love him, or you gotta respect him, because he is one of the best things going right now. He's obviously would like to see him be a little more outgoing to the media, and but certainly Dan Coleman making some waves here as he is making his way through this final table. You got Matt Sedgman in there right now. And Roman Wallerstein, a guy who got to see him. I got to see him play about a week and a half ago here on a final table, and just showed such a mastery of handling a very short stack in a difficult situation with a crazy bubble going on a final table, and managed to fight his way into the money on that. Was one of the more impressive short stack performances I've ever seen on a final table. And there's another player that it would be great for the world to get to know him too. So man, I tell you what, it is going to be a sensational afternoon for these players as they are whittling this field down. And like I said, say whatever you guys want in the chat box. That's what it's kind of for. If you're pretty upset about something, you can. I mean, obviously we don't want to be too trashing on the show. It's not the way I personally like to do things. I'll leave that for the forums. Because here we want to try and look at some of the great things going on. Obviously, there's going to be discussions after this whole thing is over about some things that happen. But right now, let's take a look at some great things going on. Man, I mean, this is a great, fantastic tournament with a lot of money on the line, and of course, there's some other ones going on here too. Like I said, we've got another $60,000 plus prize going out in Event 18. Event 21 is whittling down there too. That's another $37,000 first place prize in that $1,650 purple chip bounty happening. I mean, there's some great stories here. There have been all series long, and if you go to shrpo.com and take a look at that, you'll see some of these amazing stories and players that have gotten done. We had the Miami Boss, picking up a championship out here, winning event number 1. And sorry, I'm just looking over at the main event right now, just trying to see if. And I think we did lose another player, if I'm correct. So bear with us. I'm sure that update will be up on shrpo.com. Right now, Al Can't Hang is handling the duties on there, and Alan Rash, one of the best poker reporters in the game, is staying on top of this for you. But it does look like we lost another player in the main event, so they're keeping it moving pretty quickly. And of course, that one's going to get live streamed too. We'll see that one on PokeStars.tv tomorrow. And actually, what I was told yesterday is that they may move this event. That once the high roller event is over, they're going to move the main event in there and live stream some of that tonight as well. So you'll get to see some of these players that I'm talking about. Looks like we did have another elimination here, but so we'll as soon as that goes up on shrpo.com, we will definitely take a look at it and break it down for you. But wow, yeah, this is something else. So it looks like we've got 15 players left here in the main event, Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. And of course, if you make the final table in this thing, that is going to be a 6-figure score for you. And of course, some of these guys, I mean, it's really interesting to see some of these players who, are either on the verge of a big breakthrough or looking to put some more money on the board, trying to bring home this title. And it's an intriguing group. It really is. And you kind of see, and I apologize, forgot Mike Leah in there too. I mean, right now, looking at that, at this near table, you got Natasha Barber, Mike Leah, Russell Thomas, and Dan Coleman sitting right next to each other. And I think Wallerstein is the next one over right now. So talk about a lineup there. Good God. Now they are duking it out, and it is some quality talent left in this event here at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open main event. And, of course, I'm going to be blogging here later today, too. I'll be back on shrpo.com, putting a little time in here. There's a lot of events happening. We've got some other ones coming up today, too. So, pretty exciting stuff going on here. We'll be covering. Give me 1 second here because, here's the interesting part about doing what I do. As I've gotten deeper and deeper into the poker community, more people ask me questions, and considering I'm on site here too, it gets pretty entertaining. Joachim Nakin is out. He called with eights, or Martin Hanowski, opened it up. Nakin went all in, and Hanowski tanked it for a while, then made the call, and he had eights against Nakin's deuces. No help there. And there's another story too. I was getting some tweets from Germany with Hanowski. Apparently one of those guys that's also a love it or hate it guy. He is very particular about calling out players for etiquette on the table, and has made some waves over there. So he's one of those guys that either either someone that people like to hear from, or one that not so much. But I know we got those tweets yesterday from. Let me see if I can. See if I can find who threw that out there. Bear with me here for one moment. I didn't find that, but yeah. So once again, 16. We're down to 15 here at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. It's buried in my feed. I'm sorry. We'll see if we can find that in a little bit. But wow, yeah, and see, I'm also following hashtag SHRPO and at SHRPO, and let's see, Drea Thomas saying holy shite, they're dropping like flies. Yep, 3 down already. It's been the trend in this tournament. I'm not really sure what's been going on, but like I said, we went from 62 to 19 by the dinner break yesterday, and that trend has just not stopped. It has been a great, wild tournament this whole way. Of course, 300 players got paid in this. They paid down to 20% with the overlay. Certainly a positive on that. A lot of players made some money here. Yeah, and there it is. Alexander Hitch. He is at Alexander Hitch 2. I'm going to give him a follow real quick to appreciate him checking in. Said yesterday, keep an eye on Hanowski. Living in Barbados, now polarizing figures because he calls out poor etiquette of online poker nerds and live tea. Said 50% German poker nation loves him, 50% hates him. Just before SHRPO, he was upset about lack of results lately. Go Hanowski. Wow, those two pretty long tweets. Effective use of the 140 characters. Very impressive by Andrew Hitch. All right, so once again, down to 15 players. Here left in the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. So pretty interesting main event going on there. And let's take a look. Now I want to take a second here to look at the rest of the schedule going on, because, of course, we do have more happening. And if you're around, you want to come play, there's still tournaments going on today and tomorrow that you can hop into. So let's take a look at that schedule for you real quick. Of course, starting up today, we are looking at a Pot Limit Omaha 8 or better tournament re-entry going on starting at noon. Tomorrow in the main series, main events of the series, a big stack no limit hold'em re-entry, $50,000 guarantee, $200 buy-in on that. Anybody wants to put me in that, I'll play it. I'll take the last day off and I'll play that. We also, of course, some other events happening today. We have at 8 p.m. there's a $200 big stack semi-turbo no limit hold'em re-entry tournament firing off. Starting tonight at 8 o'clock. And Wednesday at 6 p.m., Deep Stack Turbo, No Limit Hold'em re-entry as well. So we have those events. And, of course, on the schedule today, we have a lot of tournaments wrapping up. Of course, main event will finish tomorrow. Day 2 of that Deep Stack No Limit Hold'em re-entry tournament going on. Also, day 2 of the Purple Chip Bounty is happening. And, of course, we also have day 2 of that $150, or I'll say day 1B of the $50,000 guaranteed $150 buy-in tournament. So many, many happenings going on here at the Seminole Hard Rock. And, I hope, once again, let's look at a lot of the positives going on here. Take those negatives about, I didn't get a spot paid. And how about we look at some great tournaments being played here with some very talented players at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. All right. And by the way, gotta say, for those of you that since we don't have a live stream yet, Blake Bond looking sharp, black hat, kind of a gray shiny shirt, and very sea green shorts with a black stripe. I'm not sure when Blake busts out the sea green shorts, but he's got them today. Looking pretty swift. So, yeah, I mean this is a while. I see Andrew's back on there. Putting some some more tweets up there. So, Andrew, thanks for following me. Do appreciate that. And of course, you can follow the show on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, Facebook, the Mark Hoke Show, and you want to check out our podcasts? We've got those for you at markhokeshow.podbean.com, also on iTunes, available as well. So, check out some great shows. And we've had some interesting discussions on our show on KLAV 1230 AM. Of course, that show is on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific at KLAV 1230 and in Las Vegas, and KLAV 1230am.com with replays on Friday night. Those shows podcasted. And of course, we also have all our videos from. Oh, I'm sorry, and I'm going to break out of my promo here for a second, as it looks like we've had another elimination here in the main event. They want to get this done today, I think. This is crazy. They're trying hard. And let's see, just looking at. I want to say that was Yuri Kadash. So I believe that was Yuri Kadash that got knocked out. So it looks like Yuri eliminated here from this main event. And just like that, we're 14 players. This is unreal. Of course, they're scheduled to play down to 6 today for the final table broadcast tomorrow. But, man, what a table that we're looking at. Hey. Oh, okay. All right. Well, take care. Well, good to meet you. Right now, that at least I think one more player may have been moved over there. But, I mean, that is a lineup right now of Barber, Leah, Thomas, Coleman, and Vallerstein. With somebody else going over to balance that table out. So, wow! I mean, what a collection of talent that if you want to see some poker, man, I'll tell you what, just take that table. Bond and Kunix and Kuther on the other table right now, and Hanowski, I believe. I think Hanowski still is in there. I think I'm trying to see who got moved over there, if anybody's been officially moved yet. Yeah, but what a lineup of players we got right now. Dolan, Bond, Kunix, Hanowski, Kuther. Thomas and Barber, Leah, Coleman, Vallerstein. Wow. I'm going to tell you what, you better be ready for a final table this afternoon or tomorrow, because this is going to be sensational. I mean, unbelievable what's going on here in this main event. Let's see. I see Act 66 in the chat box. This is insane. It's been an hour. Yes, that is correct. Actually, we're at 13. Do we have another payout? I mean, look, this is moving so fast. I can't believe this. I don't know if that's an error or not. Let me, as soon as I know Al's banging in some information in there, but we're getting close to the final table. Of course, like I said, they're playing it down to 6 here till we get the live stream tomorrow. I mean, these players, like I said, they were planning to take this live stream over to PokerStars.tv after the high roller ends, but the high roller's not starting for a couple hours, and these guys have just decided to come in here and fire away again. Unreal. I mean, I don't know what's going on here, but everybody not being very patient this afternoon. Of course, everybody that makes the final 9 is in triple digits and or six triple digits, 6 figures, triple digits in front of the comma. That's all that counts. Matt Sedgman is out in 15th place. We lost Matt Sedgman. He was taken out by Dan Coleman. Ace 10 against sevens, and sevens hold. So Coleman picks off another player, and once again, this field, that would be 15th. And I said, I believe we lost one more, and Al's getting that in there. The players are actually just are down at the other end of where I am at the ballroom. Right now, just to give you a visual picture of where we are here in the ballroom at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker. Beautiful room, by the way. Tons of gold records and curtain, really shiny curtains and everything. Guitars hanging on the wall too. I'm at the far end, rectangular room here, and the main event. I'm on the short side. The main event is being played about 4 and 5 tables away for I'm seated right now, so I'm not on top of everybody, which is good. That means they don't have to listen to me babbling while they're playing over there. But a very exciting main event here, and man, I mean, just looking at the players that are still standing in this thing. This is going to be a hell of a final table. Of course, looking at Dolan over there, Blake Bunn, Brian Hawkins, Koenig is over there. Koenig is over there. Hanowski in there, and Kuther on that other table. So, also looking for. Let's see if I can spot Kurt Kohlberg. And I think Kohlberg's still on the table. The other player that is in this brutal table over here is Lenny Dovdevani. Dovdevani right now is in seat 8 over there with Barber, Leah, Coleman, or Thomas, who got moved over to this table, Coleman, and Vallerstein. Oh, my God. Oh, that is a table that I do not envy anybody playing at right now. All right, and of course, once again, we're live here, Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. And if you want to comment on what's happening here at SHRPO on Twitter and hashtag SHRPO. Everybody's keeping an eye on it for you, and I'm watching it too while I'm on the air. Of course, I got one show today. I have to do some blogging for the team tonight. So this is going to be it for us for what's going on, because, of course, it'd be kind of stupid to compete against Joe Stapleton. Live stream on PokerStars.tv. As the high roller going on over there, and you're probably going to see some great poker in that thing too. Everything else aside, and sometimes when you get a little extra drama in there, it certainly is going to add to it. Given some of the comments that were made on social media, just in terms of who people are going to be rooting for on this. But you've got Scott Seaver leading the way in that one. You're going to have Josh Aria on that table too, Jason Moe. Of course, Moe, a very outspoken player. Matt V in there, along with Jacob Schindler. Jacob Schindler on that one too. So, that will be an interesting broadcast to watch, and hopefully everything's going to be going okay over there, and cooler heads prevail. But either way, it's going to be an interesting show, and and certainly, one thing that I would tell everybody: if you can tune in, do it, because having Poker Stars TV back here in the United States is huge, and they obviously do a fantastic job with their broadcast, and certainly we're also we're happy to have them back. So let's support everybody and say, hey, we'd love to see Poker Stars back in the mix here in the United States, and maybe more broadcasts as well. So once again, that live stream, the play starts at 2. The live stream is going to start at 3, and then also, of course, tomorrow, I believe play starts at 1, and the live stream starts at 2 for the final table. Oh yeah, and it is. I got to tell you, one thing that I'm seeing a lot of going on at with these final 2 tables. Some players are kind of checking things out and seeing what's going on. Late Bond's gotten up a couple times. I think that may be more just to throw things in the garbage can or something. But I know Vallerstein's kind of taking a look at what's happening on the other table. We've seen Kohlberg get up a couple of times. Interesting happening going on right now, and I'm going to assume that Mr. Duvdevani is in a hand right now because he's got his face covered up. One outer. Is it up? All right. I will read that update. I'm sure it's a sensational one. Felix is, by the way, Felix Stone from All In Magazine is here doing all these great videos for the Seminole Hard Rock, and his girlfriend has left. So it looked like he was sad for a minute, and now he's smiling. I'm not sure. Not sure how that works. So here's the hand Yuri Kadash was eliminated on, and apparently this is pretty sick. Kadash is short stack. Open shows 525,000. Leah calls. Coleman folds a 9-7 of hearts face up. Wow. So Coleman throws away a 9-7 up, and Leah shows 9s against queens. Oh my word! So 9 of spades, 9 of diamonds against Queen of Hearts, Queen of Clubs, and the case 9 shows up. Wow! So the 9 of clubs out on the flop, and Kadash is eliminated on that one, finishing in 14th place. Boy, what a horrible way to end your tournament. That's poker. God, I'm not supposed to blog until 3 o'clock. I don't know if I should just stay on the air the way this is going. This is ridiculous in here.
I think you should live comment the whole thing.
I'd love to, but then I get in trouble. Yeah, I would. They're watching. They're watching everywhere. Trust me, they're watching the show right now. Everybody is. All the ups. This is important stuff going on. They were just looking up in the ceiling. Now we got a lot of great listeners listening to the show today, and we can extend this for a little bit. I was, like I said, we're only going to do an hour. We're already hour 15, and everybody knows I love to do 16-hour shows because I'm insane. So but I certainly don't want to compete with the Poker Stars broadcast at all. But I'll tell you what. Why don't we take a break and we will see what's going on? And it looks like Duvdevani has removed the shirt from his face, taken a drink, so must have survived whatever was going on over there. Unless he just wasn't feeling good. Maybe he was a little nauseated. I don't know. Kind of hard to say. But he definitely got a couple friends on the rail over there. But what a couple of tables we have left here at this Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open main event. Very exciting. So let's take another break, and we'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for joining us. And once again, hey, don't forget, if you want to give us a call, 702-997-3015, 702-997-3015. Eventually, I'll take that call-in number off of my head on the screen and get back to it. So stick around, everybody. We'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for joining us.
Poker players, it's time to check out DeegePoker.com. Deej Poker is the unique and clever choice for a new generation of true grinders, representing the full spectrum of poker players from the novice to the world champion. A true Deej player gives their heart and soul for countless hours at the table to be the best. And Deej Poker Apparel shows everyone who you really are, on and off the felt. So join the new generation at DeegePoker.com. That's DEEG Poker.com. Deej Poker, the world's newest poker apparel store.
I'm Dutch Boyd, two-time WSOP bracelet winner, and I want to share my story with you. 12 years as a pro has taught me a lot. For the last year, I've boiled it all down into a tell-all book, 90,000 words. In Poker Tilt, I take you on my journey through all the ups and downs that poker has to offer, all the manic highs and hellish lows of every bad beat and lucky draw. So go to www.pokertilt.com to read more, or just go buy the new book on Amazon or Kindle. Right now, pokertilt.com. I guarantee you'll enjoy the ride.
Your business and promotion will only go as far as your website will take you. That's why the Mark Hoke Show has only trusted one name for over 2 years, BlueRail.net. Whether you need custom website design and development packages, or simply need a host for your website, Blue Rail is the only developer to turn to. It's time to discover the world-class personalized service only the Blue Rail team can provide. Visit us at BlueRail.net and call 520-822-5128 right now for your free consultation today. So get on board at BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go?
Sports bettors, tired of getting beat every week at your sportsbook? It's time to stop guessing and start winning. We all know cash is king, and it's time to let the team at Double Digit Covers come to the rescue to help you get the positive cash flow you need to live the life you've always dreamed about. Tony Dos and his all-star sports handicapping team will be in your corner to help you beat the point spread, bring excitement and winning to your betting experience, and build your bankroll to levels you never thought possible. Get free winning sports information at DoubleDigitCovers.com. Stop guessing and start winning today at DoubleDigitCovers.com.
Call now for today's free winner. 1-855-489-2700. That's 1-855-489-2700.
One man, his lucky shirt, an unforgettable night, and a winning streak that never seemed to end. That's how Blind Squirrel began, and we haven't looked back since. We make the clothes that we want to wear for the places where we want to look and feel our best. The game, the speakeasy, and the casino floor. Blind Squirrel's small batch, high-quality gear is for people too busy grabbing life by the nuts to bother with crappy, ill-fitting clothing. Because like you, we prefer our nights long, our drinks strong, and our lucky shirt to be our most comfortable. So look good, be lucky, and visit BlindSquirrelApparel.com for your new favorite shirt. As an added bonus, you'll receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You can also pick up Blind Squirrel Apparel at the Borgata in Atlantic City and in Las Vegas at all Masura stores at Mandalay Bay, Monte Carlo, The Mirage, and MGM Grand. Look good and be lucky with Blind Squirrel Apparel.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, let's return to The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
Yeah, at some point. Hey, I did hit the cue. All right, there we go. Perfect. We're live, Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open main event going on right now. A couple other tournaments playing out as well. You know, over the next few days, we've got some first place prizes of like around $300 think it's going to be around 300,000 on the high roller. We got 1.4 million on this one. We've got another $60,000 plus going off in one tournament, $30,000 going off in another. That'd buy Venus Williams a lot of tennis rackets. Should be grateful that we have a fantastic series going on like that, where these guys are, so much money on the line and having an opportunity to come play. So my buddy here said, "Don't bite the hand that feeds you," right? Betcha. You betcha. So, and there's an interesting tweet here. Let me pull this one. Not necessarily that I agree with. I'm going to read it. Alexander Hitchens says lots of online players are spoiled brats. Poker boom gone due to lack of personalities and popular players with good character. That's an interesting statement. I wouldn't say there are lots of online players. I wouldn't go to say that call them spoiled brats. I think a lot of times that we've seen online players, and having done a lot of interviews with guys that have come out of the online community, a lot of times they're not very social people. And it's not anything that they're bad people, but they just don't. A lot of times you're spending your time in front of a computer. They're brilliant guys. And sometimes people that are incredibly intelligent don't necessarily have the best social skills. It does happen. They really have to learn that. And when you don't get out and you're stuck in front of a computer for 12 hours a day for 350 days out of a year, you're gonna be not as social as have the social skills that you'd probably like to have. And some of them don't care, and that's fine. I would agree with the lack of personalities, just because I don't think people are putting themselves out there enough. But good character. I will say this, that through all my travels here in the poker community, there are a ton of great people with great character in this game. It's like any other profession. It's like any other social group. You're going to see there's always a bad apple in there, always. So you just kind of have to deal with it and move forward. I see Al's monitoring a hand right now. And I'm looking to see if, not sure if we lost a player there or not. Unfortunately, my view of the screen of the tournament, the information screen, is obstructed. That may have happened, and once again, very interesting because I see Kurt Kohlberg up again, taking a look around at the other table. These guys are really monitoring what's going on at both of these tables. Unfortunately, I don't have my payouts in front of me at the moment. I probably should have pulled those up before the show. I do apologize, but of course, one of the big things that we're checking on that we have to worry about for these guys, 6-figure score if you get to the final 9. I mean, that's so many poker players go through their careers and never have that happen. And so it's obviously a great opportunity. So these guys are going to be watching very carefully. At least some of them are going to be watching very carefully what's going on there. Dan Coleman's got enough money right now that I'm sure he doesn't really care to a point. He obviously wants to make as much money as he can, but he's having a good year. Doing all right for himself and whoever he's working with. But, just keeping an eye out here. Actually, the one thing I did forget is that I do have to eat. So we're going to be wrapping this up in a few minutes, but just kind of keeping an eye on see if we had anything else going down here in the main event. Once again, of course, the Pot Limit Omaha tournament is underway. That thing getting started, $250 buy-in on that. By the way, Greg Merson in the house. Merson's over there watching the main event. Maybe he's got a sweat in there. That wouldn't surprise me. So Merson's hanging out. Looks like, and a beautiful blonde young lady with him. Not sure who that is, but I hope that's his girlfriend or. I'm sorry? Oh, that's so sweet. So there you go. Greg's got a girlfriend. Yay, Greg. Very nice. All right, so the world champ in the house watching the action here at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open, and looks like I have a call coming in. Let's see what we got here. Hi, caller. Who do we have?
Hey, it's Nate. What's up?
Hey, what are you doing, man?
I am sitting here watching your show playing the 9 a.m. tournament over here at WSOP, so I figured I'd tune in and see what's going on. How hot is Morrison's girlfriend?
She's pretty cute.
She's pretty cute?
Yeah,
that's good news.
She's pretty cute. So I think it looks like Greg's done all right. Yeah, I mean, what a day it's been here, and of course, what I think the story coming out of this main event right now is just how fast these players have dropped the last 2 days. I mean, it has been a pace like I haven't seen in a main event, especially with so much money on the line, for a long time. I mean, just unbelievable. Down to 13 already today.
So now they're playing down to 6 today, right?
That is correct. We'll get getting down to 6, and of course, once the high roller table's over, if these guys are still playing, they'll be taking it over the live stream on PokerStars.tv too. Yeah, so 13 left right now. And Nate, how would you like to be sitting with Natasha Barber, Mike Leah, Russell Thomas, Dan Coleman, and Roman Bauerstein at your table?
I'd love it as long as I was playing with somebody else's money.
There you go. Yeah, pretty brutal group over there as these guys continue to roll on here at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open main event. And, of course, Nate, co-host of the Mark Hoke Show on KLAV 1230 AM in Las Vegas, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific, and, of course, replays Friday, 9 p.m. So Nate, of course, so much happening out here, but what a wild time it's been, huh?
Yeah. And the people that are still standing are some of my favorites. Mike Leah, is he amazing or what?
Oh, absolutely. One of the nicest guys you're going to meet, too.
Absolutely one of the nicest guys. But the greatest Canadian poker player there is, including currently Kid Poker, even though he did take second in the Millionaire Major, he didn't really do too much else.
Yeah, well, Mike's been since the series ended, Mike's been doing pretty well. Has been picking up, and of course, had her late last year, had that day where he won tournaments on back-to-back days. Something that we don't see very often. So Mike Leah is certainly a major contender to win this tournament right now. But of course, also Blake Bond over there, and Sean Kunig's playing John Dolan. I mean, wow, what a group this is going to be to wrap this thing up. Unbelievable. I got to see Shannon Elizabeth again today, by the way.
Oh, you lucky dog.
I know.
I did get to sit down at a couple poker tables with her before, though, so I'm okay with that.
Okay, good. Glad to hear it. And, of course, if you want to follow everything going on at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open, make sure you go to shrpo.com. And I'm blogging something today. I don't know what, but I'll be putting a few pieces up there as well following one of these tournaments. I don't know which one, but I'm sure Al's going to tell me in a little while. So that'll be cool. Once again, maybe I hate this is weird saying the pace has slowed down because we didn't have an elimination in the last 8 or 9 minutes, but it has been it's been a great tournament. And Nate, of course, 2 players walking out of here with $1 million could have some new poker millionaires out there. As we got like Natasha out here and Roman and let's see. I'm sorry.
I'd like to see it be a new millionaire.
Yeah, I agree.
Somebody who hasn't had the $1 million win yet. Maybe a couple like 6 figures, smaller 6 figures is fine. Like Mike Leah, for instance. I don't think Mike's got a $1 million win, does he?
Live, I'd have to go back and look at that. I'm not sure.
I don't believe so. I know he's got a few $100,000 wins.
Yeah. And by the way, players are just going on break here now at the main event. So this first level, of course, they're playing 90-minute levels here. And
now, did Coleman buy into the high roller and just let his chip stack sit there?
No, he did not.
Did not?
No, he did not.
How long can he wait, Reg?
Registration's closed. That is done, and so that high roller field is set for today with 5 players. That'll be on the live stream today.
With 5 players?
Well, they played down to 5 yesterday. So.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So.
How many did it get, Mark?
They ended up with 9 players for that high roller. So.
Oh, okay. Well, one table sit and go $100,000 each. Huh?
Yeah, that's fun. Yep, but of course, so much happened with that yesterday, and but it is what it is. We're going to keep it rolling here, but once again, the players have hit the break here in the main event with 13 left. So this level wipes out 5 players that came back today already, and obviously more to come as this afternoon goes on. Oh.
All right, Mark.
All right. So
you have a great day, buddy. I'm going to go play some cards here in Las Vegas today with Dr. Rudy. He's going to
there you go.
Get some cash game tricks.
All right.
So we're going to go have some fun and play some cards, and then I'll be on the air tonight on Untilt Radio at 6.
All right. Sounds good. So.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later.
All right. Have fun.
I'll talk to you tomorrow for sure.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Nate Dowland, everybody, joined us there. On the Mark Hoke Show, one of my co-hosts on KLAV 1230 AM on the Mark Hoke Show. And, once again, down to 13 left here at the main event. And, we'll hopefully be seeing some of these guys here tonight unless we get down to 6. But, everybody's really starting to get excited as a 6-figure payday is going to be looming for these players. Down to 9, and it's 6 figures for you. All right, so I think that's going to do it for us today. And, once again, we've got 2 shows tomorrow. Just to remind you, everybody, we'll be back on at 1 tomorrow, which is going to lead into a PokerStars TV broadcast of this main event. Starting at, I believe they should be starting at 2 with play, and then the live stream will get rolling at 3. Let me pull that up here. No, I'm sorry. Broadcast starts Wednesday at 2 o'clock. So I guess I kind of mixed up my days. I should have started at noon or 1 o'clock today. But, hey, if I had, I wouldn't have missed all this stuff. So we'll be back on at noon tomorrow. And then, of course, we're back on KLAV 1230 AM. Should be an interesting show. I have no idea who I'm going to pull for that show. Just because we'll find somebody interesting around here or maybe back in the studio. But we'll be back on there as well. That's 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. And I'll be here along with the rest of the team back in Las Vegas. So that should do it, guys. We will see you tomorrow. So check out the PokerStars.tv live stream of the high roller event here from the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open coming up here on air at 3 o'clock. So thanks for joining us. That's it for today, and follow all the action at shrpo.com. Have a great afternoon.